What if I told you that some of the most powerful defenses in human history were built without guns, without explosives, without even metal weapons? No armies, no firearms, no modern tools. Yet their land was protected so effectively that entire invasions failed before they even began. Sounds impossible, right? We've been taught that power comes from force. That land is defended by firepower, that without weapons, people are helpless. But tribes around the world proved the opposite. They defended their territory using methods so intelligent, so psychologically overwhelming, that enemies often retreated without a single fight. No gunshots, no battles, just fear, confusion, and control. And here's the disturbing part. Most of these methods weren't physical at all. They didn't attack the body, they attacked the mind. Intruders didn't know where they were, didn't know who was watching them, didn't know if they were surrounded or alone. The land itself felt hostile, silent, alive. These tribes turned geography into a weapon, silence into a warning, presence into fear. They didn't need to chase enemies away. They made enemies feel unwelcome before they even arrived. And what they used wasn't strength, it was understanding. Understanding of human psychology, understanding of fear, understanding of territory. Stay with me, because once you understand how this worked, you'll realize something unsettling. Modern defense systems still use the same principles today, just with more technology and less wisdom. So how did tribes defend their land without guns? And why did it work so well? To understand how tribes defended their land, you first need to understand how they saw territory. Land wasn't property. It wasn't something to be owned or conquered. It was identity. Every path, every sound, every shift in the ground had meaning. Tribes didn't just live on the land, they memorized it. They learned how it behaved in rain, fog, darkness, and silence. An outsider walking into tribal territory wasn't just entering land. They were entering a system designed to expose weakness. These tribes didn't build walls. They didn't announce borders. There were no signs saying keep out. Instead, the land itself became confusing. Paths that led nowhere. Clearings that felt watched. Silence that lasted too long. The goal wasn't to fight invaders, it was to disorient them. When people don't understand where they are, fear takes over. When they don't know who is watching, imagination does the rest. Tribes understood this better than any army. They used spacing, timing, absence. Sometimes days would pass without a single sign of life. Then suddenly movement, a sound, a shadow. Never enough to confirm danger, but always enough to suggest it. The message was clear: you are not alone here. This wasn't accidental, it was designed. And it worked because humans fear uncertainty more than conflict. Here's where it becomes unsettling. These tribes didn't just confuse intruders, they controlled their behavior. By limiting access to water, by guiding movement through sound, by appearing only when least expected. Invaders began to doubt themselves. Their decisions slowed. Their confidence collapsed. Some tribes used controlled visibility, allowing themselves to be seen briefly, then vanishing. This created the illusion of numbers far greater than reality. Others relied on silence so complete it felt unnatural. Humans associate silence with danger. The brain fills the void with threat. And then there was timing. Movement happened at night. Sounds occurred at the edge of sleep. Presence was felt, never confirmed. No confrontation, no violence, just psychological pressure. Eventually, invaders made the decision themselves, to leave, not because they were attacked, but because they felt watched, surrounded, and unwelcome. This is the part history often ignores. Defense doesn't always mean fighting. Sometimes it means making the cost of staying feel higher than the reward. And tribes mastered this long before modern psychology existed. What made this strategy powerful wasn't strength, it was restraint. Tribes understood something most modern systems forget. Fear grows fastest in uncertainty. They never revealed too much, never explained themselves, never chased. The land did the work for them. By knowing exactly when not to act, they maintained control. Invaders never knew the rules. And when you don't know the rules, every step feels dangerous. This wasn't chaos. It was discipline. Each action had purpose. Each absence sent a message. And here's the deeper truth. This form of defense required trust within the community. Every member knew their role. No one acted alone. No one broke pattern. That unity created consistency, and consistency creates fear because patterns suggest intelligence, and intelligence suggests danger. These tribes didn't dominate land. They became part of it, and that's why their defense was so effective. So here's the twist. What tribes used wasn't primitive, it was advanced. Advanced understanding of fear, advanced understanding of space, advanced understanding of human behavior, and today, many modern systems still rely on the same principles, just disguised as technology. Surveillance, presence, uncertainty, the illusion of control. Tribes understood this without screens, cameras, or weapons. And maybe the real question isn't how they defended their land, but why we stopped listening to what they already knew. If you found this story surprising, ask yourself this. Would you rather face a visible enemy or one you're never sure exists? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe because history hides more truths than we're ever taught.